welcome back. And it is great that you guys continue the class even during the spring break. And we will continue what we have stopped last week. And I said last week, we will spend like 2 or more weeks to fully develop the dancing butterfly and to appreciate the state of the art of programming. So we are, take steps to get to that state. Right now, we are still trying to enhance, improve, and eventually we will get to the level that to make you as a professional developer. And if you get to this level, I tell you, you are good, or I should say you are better than the average Joe in the development community. Okay. So right now you are already above the average people. So if we get to the next step, you will be a professional developer. Okay. So let me just share my screen. And I hope you guys still have that code. If you do not have it, then it will be difficult to you. So that's what we got last week. Okay, you see what we did is that we have our class here, and you just created two instances. You just call its update method, and then you got it. And the improvement we have is that, let me check the chat window. Can I have the code? All right. So if you do not have it, let me put the code into this time I think I cannot do it just through the chat window. Let me put it into level 5. Okay. Let me put it into the shared Google Drive. You can go there and get it. Okay. If you still remember the URL, I ask you guys to bookmark it. So I put this file here. You come here to get it.
Can you share the URL again?
Sure. Okay. So this is the URL. So for my class, if you need anything for the class, and it should be here. If not, then I will put it here. So let me just go there and give you the URL. And the file name is called level 5 butterfly. Okay. Level 5, level 5 butterfly class. This one. Level 5 butterfly class. Go and get it. All right. So let me come back. So you see what we improved last week. Merged is that we wanted to pass in what cycle it will fly. You see, I use the butterfly file. That's the image file. And then I use the dance type. In the dance type, you see what we have. You just pass in the coordinates for the circle. Now, this is the center of the circle. Now, this is the radius of the circle. And then you pass in the color. Okay, you pass in the color. So let me just pause here and check. Are you all good? You have the code and it works fine on your computer, right? Let me let me stop sharing so I can. If if you are good, let me know. If not, speak up. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So what I'm going to do today is that, let me close this. Today we will continue to enhance the dancing butterfly game. We had a class, and the class after the method, we will create a dancing butterfly, and its track is a circle. It flies clockwise. Then I ask myself, can we make one to fly counterclockwise? Counterclockwise. How should we do it? Any idea? Can you come back to check? So this is the track, and I do not care about this one, okay? I care more about this one, get a circle point. So where's the get circle point? That is this function. So how can I make it fly counterclockwise? Counterclockwise. Any idea, Victor? Do you have any suggestion?
I think we could probably make the angle negative, although I don't really know.
You're right.
Yep.
Steven, I really do not know why your computer cannot open a PNG file. Can you try to save it to a different file? Can you use Paint to open this PNG file and then save it to a JPEG file, JPG file? And then you change your code to a JPEG file, see if you can get it or not. Now try that. I really cannot help you much on that. I'm sorry, I did not run into that kind of situation. And Pagame also did not talk about those at all. If it's in a music file, I think I understand it. Maybe your computer does not have the encoder for it. Just try that. See, just try a very simple one. When you use when you do an image, see if you can load an image. You do not have to do butterfly, do not have to do this code. You just load a simple picture into your Pagame. Just load something like that, and then see if it works. Do not care. I do not care if you have the butterfly or not. I do not care if you draw a circle or not. Just think about that. Try it. See if your system has a problem with the image file or not. All right. So Victor suggests me to using the negative value of the angle. All right. So let's just try that. We just needed a reverse flag and then make the angle value decrease. So what does it mean? So we put the code there. So here are the code we need in the construct. Okay? So if you reverse it, if a self reverse fly, then I will set the angle start from 0. If it's not reverse, or if it's not reverse, I will set it to 0 and then increase it. So if it is reverse, then I set its start value as 360. So let me give you this one. Okay, all right, come back here. Of course, you need to come to the constructor, right? So this is the constructor. So let me put it here. This is right now. I don't know why. So this will be the new code I added to it. So if it's a reverse, okay, and I set it to 360. If not, then start from 0. So I just need a flag here. So let's see, how can I get the flag? Okay, I will pass in that flag in this dance type as well. So I will just use self reverse flag equal dance type number 2. So I will pass that value in, put it into 2. Okay, I will do that. If not, oh, sorry. So if not, reverse will be false. That's the default value. Okay, that is the default value. So is this enough? Of course not. You set it to 300 degrees, 360 degrees. It still does not help. Okay, so we still need some other code. So I want you guys to look at the math screen, and you need to have this code. Okay, you need to set the reverse. Okay, so what should it be? So let's just move on to take a look at it. So here the code updated in the update method. Okay, so if safe angle is larger than 360, and then it is reverse, not reverse, and then you set it to 0. And if it's reverse, okay, and then if it's less than 0, you set it to 360 again. Let me give you this code. You need to replace the code, and I will show you what to replace. Replace the code in the update method. Use this one, and I come back to the update method here. Okay, you see here, all right? I have that code here. All right, so let me replace it. Replace this part. Look at my screen. Replace this part. You reset the angle. You reset the angle. Is this enough? Still not, because the draw angle thing has not happened. And also, how do you change the angle has not been set yet, right? All right. So how should I do it? Okay. So now I think we missed one thing. Let me just try to do this. I think I missed one thing. Okay. So how to set the angle has not been changed. So I needed to do it here. To do it here, I think I missed the code, but let me just do it here. So you need to do an if here. So if reversed, I will give you the code. Okay, I will give you the code here. If it is if not reversed, what do? You just increase it. Else, you just decrease it. Okay, you just use -1 because you start from 360, and then now it goes this way. You need to decrease it. So let me give you this code. Let me give you the whole thing here. Okay, the whole thing. So this is how to change the angle, and then reset it when it reaches to its maximum value. With that, are we good enough? Let me just change this a little bit, okay? So now you need to put a value here. I wanted to do true. Okay? And this I want to say false. When I create the butterfly. Okay? When I created the butterfly. So let me just run it now. Okay, one is clockwise. One is counterclockwise. Why I needed to do this? Because I need to use this flag to control the direction it flies. So this, is decoded here. It is decoded here. So that controls if you fly reverse or not. So let me stop here and ask if the class has problem. Does the class have problem? Are you good?
I think I have like a small problem.
Can you share it to me?
Yes. Well, yeah, that's what it says.
Okay, the problem is that you scroll down when you create the instance. Can you scroll down more? Okay, when you create the instance, okay, stop here. 989 and 990. Now, when you create the instance, you need to have one more value to pass in. So before the last parenthesis, before the last parenthesis, the one before the last parenthesis, the parenthesis before the last one, and after green, can you put a comma there? And then put a true, TRUE, and then on the line above, can you put it like a false? Okay, now save your code and run it. See if you got that. I cannot see it, but does it work for you?
Yeah, it works.
Okay, let me check another student's work. So Jesse, do you get it?
Yeah, it works for me.
Do you want it to share?
I'm still on a different device.
Again.
One of my butterflies isn't moving.
What? I did not get what you said. You said you was on a different device?
One of my butterflies isn't moving.
Can you share it to me? Okay. Okay. So let me take a look at the code when you created these two instances. Can you scroll down? Too much. Okay. Okay. More. Scroll down a little bit more. Okay. 105. All right. Scroll down more now. You do have a butterfly one update. All right. Can you scroll up? I think probably you. Okay. Here, stop here. More, a little bit more. Okay, just here. Right. Okay, so I think this code looks good. Oh, okay. I think you have too much. Can you remove len 69? Put in len 69, or you still have that? Remove it. And also you need to remove code from 69 to 74. Yeah, that's a duplication. Now screw up a little bit more. Let me check you that part. More, a little bit more. Okay. You should be good enough. Go ahead and just save it and run it. Okay. All right, because you still added one to it, so that's why you know your offset or what you managed. So that is why it did not work. So let me check one more student. Chloe, do you mind to share yours?
I'm also on a different device.
Thomas.
Okay.
If it does not work to you, you need to let me know because, okay. All right, good. All right. Let me continue. So after that, let me see. So actually we can create more butterflies. So let me give you more butterflies and you will see how it works. So let me just give you this code. And I want you to try it. And you need to download another butterfly. Let me check. Yeah, the butterfly 3 PNG file. Try that. Okay, so let me just replace my code here. So I only have 2. Let me just replace it with 3. Come on. This formatting thing. Right. So, oh, I do not have the blue color. So let me create a blue color. Let me just change this and create a blue color here. So it's 255. And then this is 0. And then let me name it blue. Right, I have the blue color now. So I need to do the update here as well, right? So let me just copy this. And do the butterfly 2. Let me run it. Okay, you see how easy and how quickly if you have that written in the class, and you can easily create an instance. You can use it, and you just use those parameter values to control the behavior of your butterfly. Okay. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so that's just after that one. I think you already did that. So so far the butterfly can only fly on the circle. Can we make it fly along other shapes? How about a rectangle? If we know the top left corner of the rectangle and its width and height, what can we do then? right? So that one is a little bit involved. But if you just step out of this question, you think, what is different? Here you fly a circle. I can just create another function to give me the coordinates on the rectangle. Then that will be good enough. Exactly. So now if you are a developer at a high level, you can design your application so other developers can develop it for you. So now you become an architect, okay, or a senior software developer, and you have the application now in your mind. This is the functionality I wanted to achieve. I will assign the circle function to, let's say, Smith. I will assign the rectangle function to, let's say, blacksmith, whatever, that person, he's a developer. So I can give this to different people. They work on it, and what I control is just the function core. And then I will show you how to do that. So make it more powerful. And then now you are a leader in the team now. You are not just a developer. Okay, so let's move on. So we will use distance that the butterfly has traveled. So we start from the top left and then go clockwise. So distance from the top left corner, that's 0. If we move like 1 centimeter, that means you along the top edge. So move 1 distance. So you only change the x value, y value does not change because you are along on that side, right? So once you reach to the top right corner, then you only change the y value, the x value does not change. So this totally depends on the distance you have traveled, because you already know the width and the height of the rectangle. And that's a simple mathematical issue, right, to you. If you already get into middle school, high school, you know the geometry, and then you know what is the rectangle, and what is the width, and what is the height of the rectangle. It's easier for you. So you assign this task to blacksmith, and you say, I give you to develop this, give you 1 day, you finish it, just give it back to me. Okay, for here, I will only give you like 2 minutes to do it. So because I already finished that, let me just get a function called get rectangle point. And I give this to you. And I put it into your, I think I got a question here. Let me just read that question. So let me give you the code so you can use it. Is there a way to have one function update all instances of butterfly? You could, and I will tell you how to do that, but let me finish this one. So you're trying to be an innovator, right? So we draw the circle, right? I'll get the circle point and now have the rectangle point. So when we do rectangle, we just need to know the corner, the coordinates for the top left. I just need to know the width and the height. Did you guys lost me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hi class, Dr. Yang has a technical issue, so he's trying to log in again. So you can just, review the work and he will. Okay, it's not just me. Okay, so yeah, we have some. Okay, he's back.
Okay, sorry about that. I have a technical difficulty here. So when did I lose you guys? So did you guys get the code? You get the code from the chat window, right?
He got it, yeah.
Okay, let me see. All right, if you have the code from the chat window, okay, let's move on. So let me share my screen again. Suddenly it kicked me out, okay? So you just put the function here. And you see this function, you see you compare it to the get circle point. You see the distance is look like the angle. The top left is looks like the center, but we do have width and height. And you see the logic here is that if the distance is equal to 0, I just return the top left coordinates. So if it is less than the width, that means you just travel along the top edge. So that's what you got. And that's the whole logic here. Okay, you just ask a developer to do it. And you give the developer 1 day to develop it. And the developer needs to figure out all the logic. But what you need is that I just need the signature. I will give you these arguments. Now you go ahead and develop it. And all the developer will say, sir, this is what I'm going to develop. And you just need to tell me the top left, the width, the height, and the distance. And that's good. So this is very similar to the get circle point. Okay, you have that now. Okay, this will fly this way. Okay, fly in the rectangle. Now let's see how we implement it in our class. How we implement it in our class. So let's move on. So to make our butterfly shape aware, we wanted to use a shape type variable to control which shape to use. So we need to make a lot of changes to our class. We still wanted to keep the default shape to the circle, but we need to be able to know the width and the height if it is a rectangle. Therefore, the constructor is updated to looks like what? So let me give you the code for your constructor. All right, you get this code and I come back. I think I have more code for it, but I'll give you the first part. So you see here, come to the class, you replace all the code here in the constructor. And I will have more for you, okay? I will have more for you. Come on. It's really annoying. Right, so let me just come to undo it and replace it with this one. So let me also give you in the right format in the chat. Okay. All right, so I have more on the next slide. That's a constructor, then I will walk you through, okay? So I think this will help us. So let me give you the right format. Let's get this. Okay, so come here and then also continue. Right, so let me need to indent it that way. Okay, so you see what do we do here? So I get the butterfly file, the dance type. You see what we updated here. So we update this, keep the same. If it's now, that's the default value. So I have the reverse fly and I have the shape type. So I have the shape type. So need to indent this one as well. So it, else, okay, else, then you get those values. This is the track. This is a dance type. Okay. And this is the shape type. Okay, now once you get the shape type, if the shape type is a circle, now you get the center and the radius. If it's a rectangle, then what you get? You will get the center with height. Okay. And if it's a reverse, then you set the angle to 360. If it's not, you set it to 0. All right. So you should have all the code here. Let me just check. I think you will miss the reverse here. Bounce or reverse is here. Okay, that's good. All right. So it should look like that in the constructor. You know, you take in a shape control. What is the shape type? If the shape type is a circle, then the pass-in stuff should give you the radius cent. If it's a rectangle, that one should pass in, give you the top left, and then width and the height. Okay, so you update that one. You update that one. So make sure your code looks like man here. Okay, so the next step, what we need to do. So in the update method, we also make many updates. We wanted to know which shape to use. We also wanted to handle the distance when it reaches the 4 parameter. So parameter, if you reach the 4, you need to reset it. So rectangle and circle will look differently. Okay, so what I need to do now, so let me give you the update message. Let me copy it here. Yes. And I will share to you that. And this update method continued. Okay, so I wish you can get all those code and then update your update method. Okay. Right, let me get that code here as well. So I just need to update my update method. Update method uses the changes just to handle circle and rectangle. The track does not change. Okay, so should look like this. It may, you may, the format may get missed. So looks like this in the update. So if it's a reverse, and you just increase the angle the old way. But if it's a circle, then you need to reset it this way. Okay, you need to reset it this way if it's a circle. And then what do you do now here? You call it get the circle point. And if it's a rectangle, you really wanted to use this to check it. If the angle is equal to the perimeter or not. If it's equal to the perimeter, you set the angle to 0. I just recycle this variable called angle. Actually, it should be the distance. I just use this to represent the distance. Just check if the distance is the perimeter or not. If it is, set it to 0. And then you call it this way, okay? And then you get the rectangle point. And once you have that, and here still that's the same. You say you have the track. This part does not change. This part does not change. The only change is that you just added the rectangle here. So you call the rectangle. The old way is to call the circle. And here is the code for you to reset the rectangle. The distance reset it to 0. Okay. Now with this, so you have the capability to fly rectangle. So how do we control it? So let me show you the code for you to control it. So now we create our theta butterfly using rectangle dance. So here's the code. Here's the code. You see butterflies still the same. And then you see what we do. We have the center here. We have the width. And we have the height. And we use butterfly. We use the force. But we do add the rectangle to it. So the first two, we need to use circle. So I will show you how to change the code. Let me give you this code. If you have trouble, do not worry about that. So let me get my code. And you follow me along, and then I will come back to help you. So let me just replace that one with this one. You see what I do here? I did a rectangle, right? And this to keep circle. So let me just use a circle here. So let me put a circle here. So now I have 2 butterflies fly circle, another butterfly fly rectangle. Let me run it. All right, let me stop here, see if you have a problem. Also, let me just get my code and put it into the Java folder. So if you have a problem, you can also directly get my code. But I like to see your code and work with you together. All right, so let me just check. Victor, do you get it? Victor.
I have a problem. Whenever I do it, it says self is not defined.
Can you share your screen to me?
Yeah. So it's this one. So whenever I see 71, self is not defined. I don't know if I need to indent this thing.
Yeah, you need to indent it because you put it there, it becomes part of the. Yeah, that should.
Oh, okay.
And also, I
So this
think you
if
need to.
function.
Yeah, it also need to be indented.
So this one also needs to go here. Oh, okay.
So
Okay, now it's like I don't have any color.
so
Once I add it.
why do you have that code? What is the purpose of that code? The code.
Okay, so it's track color, I guess.
All right. So Serena, do you have a problem?
No.
It works for you.
Yeah.
So how about you, Jingjing?
Wait, I didn't share my screen. It says like tuple index out of range.
Okay. Can you?
Um,
I think let me you scroll down more. Let me see. When you create the instance. Okay. All right. So the line 113 and 114, you need to have a circle in the end. That's a flat in that flat and circle, right? You need to have put it into the and the quotes because it's a string. Yes, do the same for the next line. Should be CY theory, right? Or CIR theory.
okay, I tried it. Now it says this.
Can you scroll up? You say it's a CY theory. So when you use it, you use a CIR theory. Circle. You go back to the line. You just change it. CY theory. Line 113. CY theory. CY theory. Yeah.
And this one?
Yeah. Also the same CY theory.
Okay, it works now.
Okay. So let me check another student's work. Jeff. Does it work for you?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So you cannot share, right?
I can.
You can you share it to me?
Yeah, sure. No, you can see it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let me play it.
Okay. You say you update method. You say the indentation is not good. It should be in the method. It should be part of your class. You need to indent it. Not that one should go up. Yeah. Here 9. Okay. Too much. 995 to the end of 102, you need to indent them, make it a method of the class. More. From 85, sorry,
Oh, okay.
85.
To where? What?
103,
Okay.
and just come down more.
Wait a minute. No, wait, sorry. Wait, no.
I cannot see it right here. Yeah, to 9112. You need to indent them. Yeah.
Okay.
Now try to run it.
No, it still doesn't work.
This time is different. It's okay. So you can just scroll up. Stop here.
Okay.
Too much. Let me see. 9 equal 134. Can you go up?
Okay.
Oh, you have two init file here. I want you to remove the code from 950 to 959.
Okay.
Just delete it. Right. So now let me see. Do you have the angle here?
It still doesn't work.
Yeah, as you missed one variable. The angle variable. Let me share my code to you. You missed that one. Let me just show that to you, okay? Let me share mine. And here is the code. You missed this part. So let me give you this code. Do you have that?
Let me check. No, I don't have it.
Yeah, you need to have this code because this is set the variable angle.
Okay.
Now run it, see if you have. Does it work for you? Does it work for you, Jeff?
I'm still adding it in. I have some indenting problems, so I'm fixing them.
Okay. All right, so Victor, does it work for you now? Victor.
I still have now I have a new position problem. Like if I if I just put like this thing right here, it says that there's no attribute and it's just like defined like the one right before it. I don't really understand why.
Okay. New position. Angle.
And then after that, it says that it doesn't have any attributes new position.
Can you scroll up? So why you use new position equal to 0, see.
That's just for the very beginning, just to set it up.
You don't need it, right? New position should be in the tuple. Right?
Yeah, it's just the problem. It keeps saying that there's no attribute. Wait, where did I put that? Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me take a look at the new position. Why you needed that?
Is it because the fly to is after?
Why do you use the self new position there? You do not use the self new position, right? You take the self dot out on 974. Yeah. And also there's another one.
So remove all these.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's like whenever it's secure, it just doesn't want to say a new post exists. New position exists.
Let me see. Why you used it that way? Can you scroll up a little bit? Let me see you after the method. Yeah, let's see here. Stop, not move. You move too much. You do not need a new position as an attribute. And new position, you got it from the core.
Wait, what? I don't really get that. My problem is just like I
Well, he-
defined it over here, and
do
then it
not
just,
do not
it's like doesn't want to say it exists.
new position, new position. Okay, 971. Why you should you print out a self dot new position? Do not do that. You take the self out. Try that now.
Still same problem.
Let me see which line of your code. 974. Where's 974?
Okay, so just put this empty one over here. Wait, okay. So now it works, but like now this is not updating. So in this case, I decided to use two of them, just one cycle, one rectangle.
So update it, I
Like
think
they're
it,
just stuck here now.
yeah, you need to figure
I
out
think
that.
this should put, yeah. I think this needs to go here.
You did not have your code. No, it should be in your update code. You move. Can you scroll down to your update code? Here, let me see if you
Yeah,
change the
okay.
angle or not. Yeah, why you put a new position equal to 0, 0 there? That's you don't have
Because
to do that.
otherwise it won't run at all.
No, 59, 57, take it out.
If I take away 59, the code doesn't work at all.
I don't know why your code look like that. Okay. I think it's already
I
7.
feel like these statements aren't doing anything at all.
It is 14. Can you just get the file from the Google Drive, and then you have your code up here and compare it. Okay, so it should looks like this. Let me just share my screen again. So now you have, next week we need to come back. We need to check the reverse for the rectangle. Right now we do not do the rectangle when we fly, right? So once we do that, we finish that, then we will get up to another level, okay, of our development. We need to get to another level. So finish that, then I think we can do a serious game. This is just to show you how to make your code look good, and also how to develop as a professional. That will be realized next week when we continue. So let me run my code. You should have it. Have your butterfly look like this. So you see here, it's very easy. You just give the butterfly file, and then you can control what kind of shape it should run. And then, this corresponding to the shape. And you can control the color, you can control its reverse or not. It's all done here. And in the main loop, the only thing you do is just update the method. Okay, now let's come back to the question that Lipeng you have. So if you just wanted to do one update, okay, of course you have multiple. If you have multiple butterflies instances, you cannot just do one update and get it done. But if you ask me this question, you are in the right direction, and you remember when we do it. when we do it, what did we do for the Sprite thing? You create a group. So what is a group? A group, you just put more instance into it, right? So once you have the group, and the group, if you have multiple instances, it becomes a group. If you call the groups update, and the group will call the update of every instance. And that's how it works. And that's how it works for Sprite as well. So once you create a group of a Sprite, you call the Sprite group's update method. Yes, Thomas.
Use static methods for that and static.
In the Python, you do not have static. You don't have it. So here you call well, I see what you meant in Java. This is from the class, right? You see, this does not have much difference there. Even in the Java, you use the static method. You call the class, it may not be able to control all your instances, right? In the static method, you cannot have any instance member in it. So that will not do it. Even in Java. So you still do the update here. But if you create a group and you call the groups update, the group will automatically call the update of the instance. That will work. So let's stop here. I think some students already get lost because I don't see much response. Let me just check to more students. Brian, does it work for you, Brian? Brian?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, you fixed the problem. That's good. So, Hagen, does it work for you, Hagen?
Yeah, it works.
Okay, that's good. So it's better than what I thought. Yeah, let me stop here. Then let me return the class back to Ms. Key.
Thank you, Dr. Yan.